Hey guys, if anyone's interested, let me know if I should do a tutorial on this. It's really simple to do.
Please make a tutorial on this.
For sure, I will do it as soon as I can.
Please do. You absolutely should. This is incredible.
Please make the tutorial.
You should make a tutorial on how to do this.
Is the tutorial coming? I am eager to see.
We're working on the tutorial.
Yo guys, let me FNAFify myself real quick. Why hello there, it's me, Captain Flamenco. Today I'm going to show all of you dum-dums how to make 360 scrolling in the best 2D game engine ever, Clickteam Fusion. Clickteam Fusion sucks at this stupid ass tutorial was supposed to be out 4 months ago but I was busy with other stuff.
Man, I'm gonna break my
Freddy Fazbear's forgotten.
I swear!
Anyways, have you ever heard of Raid Shadow? So how do you make this, you may ask? Well, it's actually easier than you think. Let's start off with making a new Clickteam Fusion project. Wait, hold on. I might have forgotten a key step. My bad guys. Let's start off again. First go download the projection shader. I left the download link in the pinned comment. What is the projection shader, you may ask? It basically turns this abomination into this more tolerable abomination. It works in a similar way to the perspective object that's in Clickteam Fusion, except it doesn't look as ugly as your face. Now go ahead and put that bad boy into the effects folder inside of your Clickteam directory and unzip it. Now, before we start coding, we need our assets first. Launch up Blender and let's get to making our beautiful 360 image. If you're using different 3D software, then fuck up. What I meant to say is, just go look up a different tutorial on how to render a 360 image in your program. Go ahead and make a new project. Make a room and add a camera inside of it. Make sure you're using cycles and not EV, because for some reason there's still no support for rendering 360 panoramas in EV. Just a disclaimer, if you do not own a NASA PC, you're gonna be suffering. Set your render samples to 1024 as that should be enough with the denoiser. The denoiser is going to be your best friend when using cycles. Trust me. Also, if you have a dedicated GPU, make Blender use it as it's going to shit out frames faster than your CPU. Unless your CPU is somehow faster. Now go over to the output and set the resolution as I did. Why the fuck would you want such a huge image? Well, it's because the denoiser works better with higher resolutions. And also, I don't fucking know, don't ask me, you piece of shit. I want to hear you sick for. Now select your camera that's in the scene and go into its settings. Switch it from perspective to panoramic, and from whatever this shit is, to this. Now you're ready to render. Be careful as your house may or may not turn into ashes.
What the?
When you finish rendering, it should look something like this. Let's save the image as 360 test. Now launch a totally legal and not pirated copy of Adobe Photoshop and open up the render. If you do not own Photoshop, a good alternative is this website right here. Link in the pinned comment. Once again, go into image, canvas size, then divide the height by 2 and put that value as the new height. Now save the image as 360 panorama. Hold on cowboy, we're not done just yet. Go into image, canvas size again and set the anchor point to the right. Then just put in the resolution of the game window, which in my case would be 1920 by 1080. Now save that as another image, and name it 360 loop. Once you're done, launch your totally legal and not pie, make a new project. Make sure the application window is set up right. Now go ahead and take the panorama's width and add that to the width of the game window. If you are following the tutorial right, it should be 4320 plus 1920 equals 6240. If you have something different, you're fucking stupid. The number you got into the width of a frame and it should be looking like this. Add an active object and import the 360 loop image first. Put it on the very left of the frame. Make another active object and import the 360 panorama this time, and put it on the very right of the frame. Go ahead and make a new layer. Add another active object and make it solid white. Make sure it covers up the whole game window. This is going to be our projection shader. Go into effect and pick the projection effect. Make sure follow the frame is turned off. Now we're gonna add the classic Scott Cawthon scrolling by adding 3 boxes on each side of the screen. Bring on the time lapse, you fat ass. Don't forget to turn off follow the frame and visible at start on the scrolling boxes. Add another active object. It will basically be the player's camera. Make sure the hotspot and the action point is dead center. Go ahead and put the object in the center of the player's view. Turn off visible at start. Make an alterable value called scrolling. Now it's time to finally code this thing. It's actually really quick and easy. Make a new condition that always centers the horizontal position of the window in frame to the position of the red scrolling object. Also make the alterable value of the scrolling object always be set to the X position of the object. Make another condition that checks if your cursor is on the last scrolling box on the left. Make an event that subtracts 15 from the X position of the scrolling object. Now do the same for the middle scrolling box, but this time, only subtract 10. And the same applies to the first scrolling box, subtract only 5. Now do the same for the right side, except instead of subtracting, you add. Make another condition that checks if the scrolling alterable value is equal or lower than 960. Make an event that changes the X position of the scrolling object to 5270. Duplicate the condition and edit it to check if the value is greater or equal to 5280. Now edit the event to set the X position to 970. Some of you might be asking, what does all of this shit do? I don't understand anything. Well, first of all, shut your ass up, you uneducated piece of sh. Well, first of all, I'm gonna explain the checking for cursor conditions. What these basically do is, they check every frame if your cursor overlaps one of these. If it does, it's gonna run an event every frame that will subtract or add the numbers 5, 10 or 15, depending what box your cursor is on. And if you remember, we made an event that centers the view on the red box, so this will allow us to look around the room. Now, what do these do? They make sure that your scrolling object won't go out of bounds when you're on the edge of the frame. This one checks the left side, and this one the right. If your scrolling reaches here, while scrolling to the right, it will get teleported to there. This is why we made the 360 loop image. It's basically the copy of the far right side of the panorama. If you're scrolling left, however, and you reach this point here, your scrolling box gets teleported there. This ensures that you won't be able to tell when you actually reach the edge of the frame, as you will just get teleported to the other side and it will be almost seamless. Now let's just test if it works. Oh my fucking god. Just make sure you turn off destroy object if too far from frame and inactive if too far from window on both the 360 loop image and also the 360 panorama. Now, it's time to make this look like it's actually 3D, cause right now it looks even uglier than you. Alright, go into the projection shader object that we made earlier and just mess with the settings until it looks right. These were the settings that I used. This is how it looks in game. Look, you did it. You made your own 360 scrolling even though you're an idiot. If all of this was too much for your brain to comprehend, I left the MFA in the pinned comment as well. So give it a look if you don't know how to recreate what I did. Now go out there and brag that you just made a 3D looking game in one of the most overrated 2D game engines ever. Also, if you would like to support me, go follow my FNaF Fangame. Freddy Fazbear's Forgotten on Game Jolt. I'm sorry that this tutorial took this long to make. As I said before, I was busy with other
Fucking little fats.